given the title of this stream, but we're going to do some interesting stuff on this guitar, so hang in there. We're going to clean it up. This is a MIM Strat, and it's really a nice guitar, but it's got some issues here that are kind of unique. Not terribly unique. Nothing's terribly unique until I open up another guitar. But this thing, I'm having to pull the pickguard off it. I'm going to do this real quick so I can have this thing kind of sitting here. You'll see what I do here in a moment on this thing, and it's pretty interesting what's happened with this guitar, and it happens on a lot of Stratocasters. This is not, I don't know, I may have said it's unique. It's not terribly unique, but doesn't it look better already now that I've wiped off all the dust? And we'll get all this guck off of it, make it look nice and pretty. I need to get my my favorite tool, which is, I'm joking, it's not my favorite tool. It is one of the greatest tools in guitar repair history. A good old soldering iron. So we're going to do a couple of things on this before I break out the finished, the very finished. Although it has one more thing to do on it, and I'm waiting for parts on the Synyster Gates signature guitar, which, holy smokes, you guys, what a beauty that thing is. So I have to pull the pick guard. Well, before I decide I'm going to do that, I just pulled a screw out of here that I maybe don't have to pull. I might be able to do this without pulling the whole pick guard out of here. I'm a firm believer in, if you don't have to pull a screw, don't necessarily pull it. And I'm not certain if what has happened to this guitar, the unfortunate thing, and I'll kind of give you a clue. Yeep, see what's happening? So this pickup is being pushed up because this pick guard is bent right here at the pick guard, or the pickup location, and we need to flatten that out. And how will we do that? Well, let's see if we can do this without having to pull the output jack connection. It's an output jack. Yep, believe it or not, it is an output jack. You'd be shocked how many people call it an input jack. Okay. Maybe not. I joke with people about that all the time. Okay, I'm seeing something that I don't like already. This could be a problem. It appears to be soldered, but there isn't enough space here to get this pickguard to lay flat. Date 6/27/05. There we go. Now you know. Okay, so we're going to unsolder some stuff here so that I can do the work that this thing needs, which means we need to get some solder. I speak as I'm a Canadian, from our brothers and sisters in Canada who call it solder. Most of them. We won't generalize. That's terrible. Okay, so obviously some wiring has been, wiring work has been done on this instrument. There's a ground here that's been cut, and this ground wire has likely been replaced at some point. So we'll get it, and I'm gonna have to definitely remove that. So let's go ahead and open this up, and we'll pull the we'll disconnect the output jack. Yes, I call it an output jack because I've tried to put sound in these things a few times. And Joe McGraw, hello man, happy Friday. Oh, I've got a great weekend ahead of me, really looking forward to it. What's going on here? And then Let's see. Okay, so there's a nice joint. They covered it and did all of that. That's great. I love to see that. Somebody did the right thing. So let's put this back in here, and I'm gonna unsolder our connections here. We'll see if I can do this. And somebody did a really good job making mechanical joints. Geez, did I work on this at some point? Looks like hey Mike.
Hey.
It looks like my work.
What's that?
Oh, I'm just complimenting whoever soldered this.
Was it us?
Probably. It was done so well.
If it's anybody else in town, I shouldn't say that. I know.
Careful. Yeah. That's done pretty good.
If it wasn't you, it was probably Stu.
Stu probably did.
Or you and Stu standing over the top of Joey.
Right, we were hounding him.
Glaring at him.
Nope. It's got to be a good mechanical joint. Yep. Okay, so now I've got that disconnected. Yes, I could have disconnected it from the inside. I could have undone that and undone the other one, but oh well. I did it this way. So now I can get the pick guard, and I need to unsolder. Pooh Ninja, hello, long time no see. It's great to see you again. We're just having some fun here. I'm gonna get to the Schecter here soon enough. Let me. I gotta do a little bit of. I wanna do a little bit to this thing, just because I can let this one kind of cure, and settle in while I'm waiting for the something to happen on this one, and I'll show you how I'm going to fix this problem. It's really pretty cool. But before I do anything else, I want to cover this ground connection here so that I don't have to worry about, now that I've taken it apart, when I put it back together, that wire would absolutely touch. Oops, I need a bigger piece of shrink tubing. That wire would absolutely touch something and it would short out. That's just because, never forget who you're messing with here. Man, I hope everybody's having a really great Friday. Joe, I have got a gig this weekend and I'm really excited about that. That one's too small. I gotta go big. Go big. Use the right size shrink tubing if you're gonna do it. So I'm going to cut this. Give me a second here. Oh gosh, there's my cutters right in front of my face. We're going to cut this, and we're going to shrink tube this on here, right? Just to keep that from being able to contact anything. I'm going to grab my, I do carry a lighter around with me. And just so you know, my journeyman's standing over my shoulder just being super hypercritical right now. There we go. And my fearless leader, he usually comes over. Ow, that's hot. Okay, he usually comes over and flips me shit while I'm working, especially when I have a live stream going, because it makes him look really powerful. Right? I love it. We have so much fun here at our shop. We all love each other's company, and so there's that. Okay, so now I've got the pick guard loose from the guitar. So we're going to put the guitar off to the side. All right, now also I don't ever recommend using. Okay, so our bend is right here. So you can look at the side of this pick guard and you can see that it's bent up a little bit right there. So what I'm going to do, let me decide here, how do I want to do this? I've got to get this to lay flat. So what I'm going to try to do is, without removing the pickups, I think I can make this, yeah, I'll be able to do this without having to pull the pickups out of the guitar, I think. Because I'll be able to get it flat enough with given what we've got to do. Now I got to do a full setup on this guitar anyway, because I've got a lot more stuff. This thing has a busted nut, and I said nut, and So I've got to replace that, but I want to get this thing kind of going so I can show you guys that beautiful Synyster Gates. What a killer guitar. Just, it is absolutely killer. I love that thing. I'm really proud of the way it turned out and the way it looks and all that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Just real quickly, we're going to put this on a nice flat surface. Okay, give me a second. You could probably smell this coming from a mile away, right? Y'all got a solder block? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Joe. Oh, yeah, they're going to create, manipulate fire. Indeed. Indeed. Fire is a wonderful tool. We've been warring over it for centuries now, especially since the car showed up on the scene. Fire is pretty important for a car. So I'm going to turn my soldering iron off so I don't burn myself, because I will almost certainly burn my hand. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to heat up this iron, and we're going to put another piece of a cloth, another like old yankety gank towel on this. And the idea here is to heat this up, get it to lay flat. Ooh, that's getting warm already. So we're going to do this. All right, pushing down on it pretty good. We're just going to see if this will flatten this out properly. It's definitely making my rag really flat like it's supposed to. Got to take a call. Yeah, thanks, Pooh. Thanks for popping in today. Appreciate seeing you. It's good to see you. Oh boy, really looking forward to our gig tonight. We've gotten some new equipment, and we'll get to use that tonight. As some of you may know, I purchased, I'm getting rid of that too. That was the end of a piece of wire that was on there. Not sure why that was left, but we'll get everything soldered back up. Yeah, I'll leave that. Again, I'm just really pushing down on this. I can see there's a little bend in another location on this. We're going to flatten this out as best we can with heat. All right. We'll see how this does. So I'm gonna let this just sit here for a few moments. We're melting the rag. I may have to use some paper on this to avoid melting my rag. Fire good, fire not good for battery powered. No, that is tragic. It's amazing. They made something safer that's far more dangerous. And the world went crazy. This is my favorite lighter because it's nice and bright and yellow. And so if I'm out and about and somebody needs to borrow a lighter to light something on fire, whether it be a bush or a paper bag or somebody's garbage can or something, I can always get it back because I can see it. It's smart. If you buy a lighter, buy one that's just the oddest color you can find. Don't get black or white. You will regret that, and the moment you loan it to somebody, just wave goodbye. Kind of a lot like a Snark or a Capo. Alright? How many of you have loaned your Capo out or your Snark and never seen it again? Okay, so I can see, and I'm definitely making some progress. Okay, yeah, definitely. So now I'm just bending it here. It's very hot. And I'm kind of blowing on it, being very careful not to bend any other parts of it. This stuff is very flexible when it's hot. Now, what I also I'm likely going to do is I'm going to plug the hole that this screw was in, and I'm going to re-drill it to try and help pull this pick guard flat. when I put it back on the guitar. I'm also bending it up ever so slightly, so we have to push it down. I'm using physics here. Physics. Kind of undeniable. There we go. I'll get that Schecter out soon enough, I promise. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. Helps my channel get some more views from other folks, and hopefully I can teach some other folks how to fix their instrument if it breaks. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I can see that I've got a little indent here. So I need to lay this flat, and we're going to turn the heat down on the old iron here. I'm going to lay this over. I'm going to lay this piece flat until these things are really. It doesn't take a lot of heat to get them to do what you want. So we're going to just go. I'm not going to hold it on here too terribly long. Dig nabbit. Boy, that bent really good. I'm pushing down on it with the heat just to get it lay flat. Sometimes we bite off more than we can chew, but here we go. That definitely. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to go the other direction with it because I can. Might have been a good idea for me to use a piece of wood on this, because I may have discolored the pick guard now, which, you know, this is exactly why guys that do guitar repair stuff, they don't do it live. Most don't. I love Dave's World of Fun stuff. I love when he does his sandwich stuff. That guy is a genius. Very intelligent. He's also very Canadian. I love his accent. I'm going to hold this on here. This is not a Squire. This is just a made in Mexico Strat, which I'll put it up against any custom shop any day of the week, especially after I'm done setting it up. Okay, there we go. So no, it's not a Squire. You know, and I can't necessarily say 100%. That's kind of a cool looking little mark right there. I think I left in this thing. So we shall see. I can see that it's now. I've got that. All right, a little bit of detail touch here. Here we go. It's got a little bit of a discoloration here. Might be able to wipe that off, and maybe it'll just stay and look relict, right? But now the guitar is flattened out, so we'll shut this iron off, and I'm gonna go put it over here so that I don't touch it and burn myself, because that's exactly what'll happen. Right? I'll get the. I promise I'll get the Schecter out soon enough. So let's set that aside. And I think what I'll do is I will just come back to that, and we'll get to the point of the title of this video. It was clickbait, right? If you want to get your videos watched, you have to put very hot women with very sensual, sexual looking bodies on your pictures. and or type something that everybody goes, no way, right? And ultimately clickbait. Yeah, you know. Okay, let's get the Schecter out, and we'll see how it's working. Here we go. All right. See, look at that. Ain't that cool? All the parts that came off of it are gonna go home with it, and he brought it in without a case, which arg. But here she is. We'll give you a flyby here on this thing. Everything's pretty much the same here. I would love to change these out to gold. We didn't do that, but we've changed out the set screws to gold. We've set out the intonation screws to gold, and I cleaned this thing, boiled it, cleaned it, adjusted the pickup height, polished the fingerboard, treated it with linseed oil, and then we did gold locking nut and black screws to contrast there, really cool looking. And then I put some gold screws in the string tree here. I call it a tree, I don't know what you call it. And then I put a gold screw here. So we got some really nice contrasting colors and shapes going on with this thing. And I was able to play it a little bit last night, and the thing just feels like $1,000,000. Let me see. No. You see Dave's I'm Not Dead live stream. Yeah. I saw that it was live, but I wasn't able to watch it, and I haven't watched it since it aired, unfortunately. I love that guy's channel, and he was definitely an inspiration to me to get going. I subscribed to him when his channel was really pretty small, and I'm glad to see that he's grown. He's got a great personality and a really fun channel. So let's turn this thing on, see how she works. And let me see, I might have to, yeah, I'm going to turn the volume down on this a little bit so I'm not clipping my microphone. What's happening? I gotta check my volume, make sure I'm not blowing up the internet. It's still too loud. I know that's clipping you guys' headphones here. Now you'll be able to hear it and probably hear me talking. Hopefully this sounds okay. I'm just using the camera mic. I don't have a nice plays fantastic. Let me tilt my camera up a little bit. There we go. Get a little better. That way you can tell that an actual person is playing it. This is not fake guitar playing. Okay. No fake guitar playing, which is a subject of many streams right now. Yeah, so turn the Sustainiac on and get that high-pitched feedback. I'm sorry, this is the lower pitch. Now I just got strings on it and played it a little bit yesterday, and it hung overnight, and I picked it up and have not put a tuner on it, so I don't know if it's perfectly in tune right now, but you know, sounds like it needs a small adjustment. And we'll go ahead and I'll use my snark. I try not to leave it on the headstock while I'm playing, just so that it doesn't look dumb. So, yeah, so our E string's just subtly flat. There it is. Yeah, the Staniac is really cool. Thing plays really nicely, so I'm really happy with the work on this. It looks beautiful. The owner came in. Oh, and one other little thing that I did, he only wants to have 4 screws in this, so I used gold screws on the back cover plate of this also to just add that little touch. Seems to be looks really nice. We put a brand new battery in it for him. I just swapped it out because I didn't know how old the original one was, or the one that came in it was. And sounds just a really awesome guitar. So the Synyster Gates is done. Aside from, I'm waiting for this cover plate. Ultimately, let me make sure you can hear the little beeping. I'm waiting for this cover plate. The owner, this guy, he enjoys taking his guitars and working on them. He takes them apart. I'm guessing that when I send these guitars home, he probably has a screwdriver on it within 5 minutes of arriving home, because he really does enjoy working on his own guitars. But he apparently has lost this back cover plate for it, which is really a bummer. So we're waiting to hear back from my Schecter representative to see if we can replace that with the appropriate one. And 99.9% of the time, it will not fit. Okay, so we'll have to alter that. But there's the Schecter Synyster Gates instrument that is all done and ready to go home. Aside from that one part missing, and because I'm having to wait for that part, I'd rather send this home and let the guy play it than sit here and hold on to it for who knows how long until I can receive that back cover plate. It may not take very long, who knows, but there you go. So that's the Synyster Gates, and it is definitely It is definitely a Synyster style guitar. All right, so I got this all taken care of. Let's clean this up a little bit. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, now let's get this all. Now we're gonna get on to the next project. So I said I'm gonna plug this hole, and first I'm gonna clean this guitar just because I got everything off of it. Let's clean it up. Probably would be wise of me because I'm gonna have to do a full setup on this thing anyway. I think what I'm gonna resort to doing here is pulling this off of here and boiling it. Yep, you heard me right. Why not? If we've got it taken apart this far, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do everything right. And also, this pick guard was kind of stuck down on here, so there's obviously some residue or sweat or beer or something got underneath here and was making this thing stick to the body. I can see some guck right here that looks like it's some form of a liquid substance, hopefully not DNA, but who knows. Beautiful paint job. It's kind of a beautiful purple blue color. Let me check the chat here. Yeah, dude, the guitar, yeah, you guys are both right. They are not cheap guitars, and there's a good reason for that. They are very well built, and I've worked on a few, I've worked on a few guitars with Sustainiac systems in them, and this one is, in my humble opinion, right now, it's one of the best I've ever had the experience of using. And also, you can adjust how quickly or slowly the feedback kind of blends in to the guitar. So, you know, like where it's set right now is where the owner had it. I didn't adjust it at all. I left all that stuff alone. But I think for me, if it was mine, I would turn the feedback pod, I would turn the gain down on it so it takes longer for that feedback to show up. But that's just me, and it's not my guitar, so we'll let the owner figure that out for himself. Again, there we go, just cleaning. This thing has really been it's pretty dirty. I don't think it's had a real pleasant life thus far. And the owner of this guitar just bought this thing from someone and realized, oh boy, and he broke the nut. So that was the main reason this came in, but we've decided to take it all the way and get rid of the little dent in the pick guard. So now we want to fill that hole. Let's see, where's my piece of maple? I had a little piece of maple here. That's not it. That's a piece of plastic. Oh. What is this? There we go. I think this will be big enough. I'm going to use a little piece of this to fill that hole evenly. So what I'm going to do, take my good old-fashioned, don't do this with your mom's sewing scissors, right? You'd be in big trouble. So I want to cut this piece a little bit too big. We'll try and break it on the grain, and then we'll let's see. Is that going? That's going to fill it pretty good, but we're going to need to put two pieces in there, which is fine. So let's glue this piece in. So now we're going to, we got the Synyster gates thing out of the way. You all know what's up with that. It's going to go home, and hopefully he doesn't take it apart the moment he gets it home, but if he does, it's okay. I'm going to put this in here, and I've got another piece right here that will likely, I'm going to break this off, fill the rest of the hole. Yep. Oh yeah. There we go. Now we want to tap this with a hammer. My favorite thing is hitting guitars with hammers. I say that all the time. So we're gonna go ahead and hit that with some speed up Speedo. We'll call this Speedo from now on. Alright, call it Speedo. That's good stuff to have. Yeah. So what's everybody's got planned for the weekend? We're doing anything exciting? Any cool live streams I should look forward to, or jam sessions, or gigs, or dates, or motorcycle rides? What are we doing? I'm curious. I'm living large. Oh boy, those went flying. Now I'm going to keep this for my next, oh sorry, you could probably, my camera guy again is not following me. These are my fret pullers, right? So I've got to pull this fret. There we go. Got that fret pulled out of there. It came out really nice and clean. Alright, so we've got our pick guard all flattened out here. So let's go ahead and reattach our ground wires that we've disconnected. I'm just going to use what's here. I don't need to get crazy with it. Alright. So let's get these two attached. Let's see. I kind of wish that they would have left a little bit more wire on this, but it'll work. Alright, so let's get that. I want to get this under here. This. Alright. Oop, got to turn my soldering iron back on. I got to solder a little bit more. It's amazing all the stuff, the little things you got to do on a guitar when it needs stuff like this. You know, it's pretty astonishing. Cleaning my place, putting up some shelves and hangers. Oh, excellent. Dude, I hope you were able to make it to, what is it, Joann's? Is it Joann's? The fabric? I want to think it was Joann's. But did you get there and find some, get some of that fabric you were hoping to, that they would have? I think it was Joann's. I could be wrong. If it's not named Joann's, that would be a good name for a fabric shop. I remember that there was one on Lombard Street in Portland and St. John's, and it was, my mom would go there all the time when I was a kid, and I always loved going in there because I got into sewing and such when I was a kid too, and my mom was so into it. Spring is coming soon. Not sure what you're up to, Joe. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and this one, again, it's a Made in Mexico Strat from 2005. So it's not like a super new one. And it's not like a super old vintage Strat. I've got to wait for this to get hot first. I'm going to prime this thing, or tin this tip of this thing. There we go. That'll help. Here we go. Oop. Good grief. Again, if you want a wire to go someplace, it will go anywhere but where you want it to go. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. My camera guy still, he's got a serious drinking problem. Now, if it were me, I would have put a longer piece of wire on here, but we can still get the my goodness. There we go. Let that one heal up. And put a little more tin my solder joint, or my soldering gun. I said joint. Soldering gun. And we'll stick this other piece of wire down. There we go, that one's done. Don't blow on your solder joints when you're done soldering them. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit of solder to this, which means both of these wires are going to come loose. But I want to make sure that we've got a good solid connection. There we go. Yeah, see now, doesn't that look nice? It's nice and rounded off, and just make it look beautiful. Pretty cool chillins. Oh, okay. It was Joanne's, huh? Yeah. Joanne's fabric here. Cool. Excellent. Okay, so now we've gotten this little portion of the Hell Week done. Let's get these wires fed back. I'm going to feed the white one through first because that's where it goes. I'll push this through. And I'm not sure. I may have worked on this guitar for the previous owner, but I definitely wouldn't have left that one ground wire so short. I would have put a longer ground wire in there, but because Strats, they always, you know, Fender, in their wisdom, they use, you know, 2 inches of wire when they should use 3 because it saves them 0.000326.4 cents to do stuff like that. So they always use this tiniest little bit of wire when they should use a little bit more, just to make it easier for me, because Leo never thought about the next guy who had to work on a guitar. He just thought about how can we get it together as cheap as possible, and if they need to work on it, too bad, right? There we go. We got it in there. Let's see what she's looking like. See, here we go. All right. Now, okay, what is going on here? I wonder. So, still wanting to lift up right here in this spot. I want to look under the pick guard. Are we making contact with something in there? No. Huh. So I think maybe we are. I'm not able to push that thing down. Let me, this is kind of interesting. I wonder if these pickups are deeper, because I think these pickups have been swapped out. Let me, alright, so my Phillips head screwdriver is hiding. Look at that. It hid about as good as it could possibly hide. I got a new tablet yesterday. It works fantastically, so we're going to be able to run sound with it this Friday or this Saturday at our gig in Tri-Cities at the Underground Tap House. Look them up. Oh, I'm spitting on this guitar. Look them up on the internet and give their facility, their business, a thumbs up. They're on Facebook, which I am not. Unfortunately, you can't find me on there anymore because Facebook is okay with stealing. So I won't support a business that would steal, that allows their universe to be stolen, or mine, and not punish those who steal. It's a terrible habit to get into. Let's see. This is not going down all the way. Why wouldn't this go down all the way? What is holding this up? Interesting. Wonder, so here's what I think. Even if I push down on that, that pickup must be hitting something. I mean, is that screw too long? Let me measure this. Come here. From the top down to the bottom of that screw. $21.30. That hole is way deeper than 21.30. It's an inch deep. Huh. Yeah, this pick guard is definitely not flat, which, boy, everything I set out to do here is not really happening. So let's do this. We're gonna have to get real with it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the pickups so that I can lay at least this part of the pick guard to sit flat so that I can flatten this out. We'll start over again. I thought I could do it with just a little brief moment of time, but that is not as, it's not going as I hoped. Okay, so we're going to pull that pickup out of there, and we're going to pull the middle one out. What's happening?
You want to take a peek at this guitar, see what kind of gauge strings they are?
Good.
Maybe take a look at the setup for them just to make sure.
Okay, hello.
Yeah, I just bought this guitar, and the woman can't remember what kind of strings she got. And I want to put the same gauge back
okay.
on.
Dude, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. How you
Wow,
doing?
you looking sharp?
Yeah, we about to go play some music tonight.
Yeah, good.
Well,
I
not me.
figured I'm gonna play this thing.
Not you?
No, I'm
Hey, he's
still
getting there though. He's
Hey,
getting there.
You're not touring yet? Okay, give me just a second here. We'll
Okay.
get this thing. Let me set this.
around.
Are you a guitar player?
Guitar player that's wanting to be a bass player / saxophone player / ukulele player. I pick up any instrument and I play it.
Smart man. Be a bass player. You'll have a job forever. I
Forever.
promise.
That's
Yeah,
what I
that's no. Play what you love. I'm gonna set this guitar right there, my friend. Let me.
What?
thought. We'll take out the bases.
Alright.
Well, let's see here. I usually use 10s on a telly. This feels like 10s, but they might be 11s.
Yeah, whatever. Because I don't do a lot of lead stuff, so I got that phaser from you guys, and this is the guitar I bought to play with the phaser.
Okay.
So, and the only thing is, it's got just a little. It frets out on the first fret on the bottom string. And I don't want to get too far into it. Like I said, I got to go all the way to.
Dude,
Hermiston.
these strings are junk, and it's got flat wounds on it. Do you want to use flat wounds?
What would be the difference in the flat wounds or the? You talking about the coated?
Yeah, it's smooth. This is for jazz.
I'd rather have smooth, but that gauge
Okay.
or the coated. I mean, not those.
Well, okay. Let me see. Do I have? See, these flat wounds, if you run your fingers down them, it's these are typically flat wound strings are used for jazz. They give you a very, in the country and rock world, these would give you a very dull kind of bleh sound. I'm not a big fan of them, but if you play jazz or you want this guitar to sound way in the back, kind of bassy and muddy, murky sounding.
Yeah,
Flat wounds.
let's put what you're talking about. I need a good country sound to go with that.
Right.
phaser.
What I would do on this one is just start with these.
Okay.
This is the Ernie Ball Slinky 10s, probably the most popular set of strings in the world of electric guitar, right next to the 9s, which is the pink package. They're easy to recognize, so if you break a string, you can find these in any music store almost anywhere in the world.
Okay.
And I know you're traveling a lot, so hopefully you don't break a lot of strings, but and these strings are just dusted. So let's just switch them out with those.
Okay. Is that close to the same gauge?
These are much heavier. They're a much heavier string. These are fairly light version of flat wound strings as flat wound strings go.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about as light as you can get them, because I mean it takes a lot to make these things. These are expensive too.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll save you some money, and these are going to feel like every other guitar you got, your acoustics and all that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, it's going to.
Like I said, I don't do a lot of, I still do a lot of rhythm with this.
Sure.
I'll mess around with just, I might do a little Johnny Cash lead or something, but.
Sure. Well, we can do that, and probably when did you get this? Did you just?
I've had it since summer.
Okay.
But I put it up, and I ain't played it a lot because I've been doing a lot of acoustic shows.
Okay.
And it just don't really push good with that. It don't go good with that smaller setup I have, acoustic setup.
Oh, I got you. Okay, this thing.
Yeah.
What kind of amp are you plugging it into? Or are you playing through an amp?
Yeah. What is that called? Is it an Onyx or something like that? I can't remember. I bought the amp off my lead guitar player. I can't remember what it is.
Oh, Scott?
No, my other lead guitar player. Terry Lamont.
Oh, Terry. Okay.
Yeah.
You got a good amp.
Yeah.
Okay. Terry, I just set up his guitars, literally sent him home yesterday.
Oh, yeah. He's been traveling a lot.
What's that?
He's been traveling a lot.
Oh, boy, yeah. He's go down to Arizona. We call those guys pussies.
Yeah. I'm from East Tennessee, and I stuck winter out here. I traveled more this winter playing than I did last summer. You believe it?
Well, yeah, not really, man. It's been this winter. We've been doing one a month.
But I've been playing a lot. I've been playing a lot in Washington too.
Mm-hmm. That's where we play almost exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
We don't play here in town, and mostly because of the pay, and we're not a country band or Americana.
Hell, I just ain't got no work here in town. It's wild. When I was coming out here before I moved here, when I was coming out for the summer, hell, I was booked out. I didn't have to cross the mountain.
Yeah.
But now that I'm here, it's like, damn, that's where I stay at pretty much.
Well, there's, the live music scene here is kind of, unfortunately, it's almost gone.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. My guess is that during COVID, people were out playing for free, and everybody that was 50 years old who had played guitar when they were a teenager decided to put a band together, and they'd go out and play for free, and now all the bars expect us pros to go in and play for nothing, or next to nothing. And
that's the way it got in East Tennessee too. That's one of the reasons I left.
Yeah.
Because you had these damn bands coming in playing for $100 for a whole band. Undercutting everybody. And those people that run the bars, they didn't care that their crowd was not as good as it was whenever you brought in us.
Right, that's exactly it. And that's, over in Washington, they realize if a band's going to say, well, yeah, we'll play for $200, the first thing they'd say is, you're a 4-piece. You're a 3-piece and you're playing for $200.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
Exactly.
It usually likely because the band is not very good.
Yeah.
And that's not speaking for everybody. We've played affordable shows before, but
I'll go out and I'll do like benefits and fundraisers to help people out, especially if I know them and stuff.
I'll play for free for that stuff.
I do. I donate my time for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, are you needing to get this thing back today?
Yeah.
Like right away? Okay. I'm going to just stay on it. We'll get this thing done for you. Let's see.
This is the first electric guitar I've ever owned and played out.
First what?
Oh, this is my first electric.
Electric?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I've always just been acoustic first.
Let's make it pretty.
All we need is 220. I can get an acoustic bass and pick up on it. 220, and if we get 440, I can get an electric bass and an acoustic bass with the plug-in.
This is probably going to take me about a half hour. Okay. It could take a little longer. It just depends on what kind of adjustments we need to make to get this thing really dialed in for you. So it could take a little bit longer, I don't know. We'll get her all nice and shiny so when the lights hit you, you look like a
I know what I'm doing
rock
anyway.
star, man.
Come on, Hunter.
Yeah. I'm so glad to hear that you're playing, man. That's great.
Yeah, I took a month off.
Did you?
I took a month off because it just got too bad. I traveling around over the mountain and shit.
Yeah.
And so now a little bit warmer weather, I don't care to go over it.
So you just got married, right? Or
yeah, well, a year ago, yeah. Almost two. It'd be 2 years this summer.
Okay. Cool. How is that going?
She says it feels like 20 years. It's going good, man.
Going good.
We've been together, I think it's 7 years. 7
Oh.
years before we got married.
Excellent. That's a smart way to do it.
Yeah.
You guys have any children?
No, she's got him. That's it. And I've got 5 back home.
Oh, good for you.
I got
Yeah.
4 girls and 1 boy.
Oh man, you got busy.
I was busy in the 20s, that's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, they every one of them sing.
I don't know what his relationship with his dad is, but my stepdad and my dad, they were not best friends, but my stepdad was I love that. I miss him so much.
Mm-hmm.
So that's so cool to see you.
I'll tell you what, man, he got in guitar class. He does online schooling.
Yeah.
He took a guitar class, and damn, he's
just learning it.
Yeah, I've been showing him some Johnny Cash stuff. He wanted to learn Folsom Prison.
Excellent.
So I got him on that. He's doing really good. And he's learning a lot on his own too. He comes in and shows me stuff.
Is he singing?
Not yet. He's just focusing more on guitar right now.
Yeah. They have an open mic, which would be a really great thing for him to go. I don't know. You're living in Elgin, right? Or
Cove.
Cove. Okay, that's right. That might be a good experience for him to go see that because
Is that the one in Union?
No, right here.
No.
At HQ. It happens on Thursday nights, and usually you get a little better quality players in there.
Mm-hmm.
And what he'll encounter is young people his age getting up and playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them all to steal everything you can.
Right, exactly.
From everybody.
That's how you get it, huh?
But getting him out there and seeing some of his peers playing. I have a lot of my students go down there and I get to see them play, and it's really neat for me. Boy, this thing is a little bit dirty. Get it? That's all right. That's what.
He's been sitting in a corner for about 3 months.
I'm looking for Bluetooth. We have old Ford, right here, 97. Okay. And you just need Bluetooth.
It hasn't had a new stereo in over 20 years.
Okay. Let's talk about the goods and the things that you might, features that you might want.
Don't spray polish directly on a guitar, right?
Yes. So you're a really good option right now.
Yuck on it.
I don't want to go without because I have a shit CD. I bought a new truck and it doesn't have a CD player in it. It's like, what the hell?
Yep, that's a good one. And GBC and Canon are the same company now.
Okay.
So the quality's went way up on the GBC and stays the same.
Interesting. Somebody got some fingernail polish and colored these.
That's the only good.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. And look it up, and you'll need a couple parts. He still has the factory jack in there.
Up here, you see what I'm having to clean up here.
Look at it real quick.
Across the street.
Let's go look.
You guys don't have a lot of parking in this area.
Let me go look at it.
Let's for my big ass truck.
Did that just come in, Mike?
Yeah, it's not terrible. Just kind of a
little bit of
it's
TLC.
I pay $100 for them when we sell them.
Perfect. That's great.
So you don't have to.
Yeah, we'll get it.
I just like them to be a little friendly, and if you don't get to it, Joey will do it tomorrow.
He'll get it soon enough. I don't think I'm going to be able to touch it today.
What?
But there's 3 done guitars back there. People are
these, especially something like that. That's a Joey.
perfect for him. Yeah.
If it's one of those things that if you need a break, I got to do something where I don't have to think. There you go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why you trained him.
Yeah, you can see how quickly my prerogative of the day will change. Yeah, I wanted to do some work on that strap, but this is a working musician, and I always say this, but working musicians come first on my bench. If a guy's got a gig and he needs his instrument repaired, I will fix his instrument before somebody else who is not waiting to do a gig. That's just my policy, and I haven't had anybody complain about it. And in fact, it keeps me very busy having that policy. Guys will go out and do shows and they'll break a string and they'll just bring the guitar into me to have me put new strings on it. And they're happy to pay me to do it. Oh, flathead screws, that's cool. Excellent. These are Fender. I'm just checking all the hardware, doing my normal full Monty setup on this thing. I can see a couple of these screws were a little bit loose. You want to be real careful about cinching these up real tight. That can be worse than leaving them a little bit loose.
Hey, Marshall?
Yes?
This gentleman, he has a Guild guitar that had a broken headstock, which you repaired.
Okay.
And it's starting to come apart a little bit, and he was talking about getting a new neck, and I said, bring it down and let's check the repair first.
Okay, yeah.
Am I right on that?
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Is he here?
Right here.
Oh!
You remember the Guild? You remember the Guild D20?
Yeah. It's starting to crack again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's worth putting back together or not. I've been trying to find a Guild dealer just to get a new neck for it.
Well, bring it before you do anything. Bring it in and let me look at it. Because they won't separate where it's been glued. It'll usually separate on the grain right next to it.
Yeah.
Because the glue is tougher than the wood. It's usually when you fix one like that, they're better than never been broken. You know, they're stronger. So
yeah.
Just bring it in and let me.
Get down here first before I do a new neck. That's sort of a lot of times, you know, trying to get a new hand when you have a hangnail.
Right.
And so let's see if we can fix it or make it.
And is it do you remember on that guitar? Is it a bolt-on neck?
I don't know. I've not even got that far into it.
Is it? It's an acoustic. Is it?
Yeah, it's an acoustic Dreadnought D20.
Okay. I doubt that has a bolt-on neck. Not that matters because we can pull a neck off of any guitar.
Yeah.
But. Huh, that's interesting to hear because, man, I've never had a glue joint. I mean, literally, in all the necks I've fixed.
I'm going to sneak around you nice folks. Grab this.
Check out your frets now.
All right.
It looks a whole lot better.
With you.
I want you to look like a rock star, man. We got it all apart. Let's do it right, you know?
Hey, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What's the most messed up guitar that you've had to fix?
The most expensive?
Like the most, like, broken and destroyed.
That would have been a Gibson. What model was it? An LG5 or an LG2, and it was one owned by a guy in Portland, and it was literally in 36 pieces. I ain't joking. And the body, it was an acoustic guitar, and the body was all cracked, and it looked like somebody had taken it and beat somebody over the head with it. And I had to glue all that stuff back together again, and took the neck off of it. But it was a major job.
It's like whenever you accidentally knock over your mom's vase and you have to glue it back together.
It's pretty much it, man.
Now I'm going to stay inside of this music cave.
Man, it's gonna look so much nicer than it did. I don't know if you're real, conscientious about keeping your instruments real clean and such.
Yeah, usually I am.
Yeah.
Like I said, I ain't broke this thing out in a long time. I'm fixing to strip it down and repaint it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look at it.
I'm gonna go with a white.
When I've done that, I've usually taken it to a car shop.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what better paint can you put on anything than car paint? It'll handle rock chips and, man. And they usually do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they always do an exceptional job, but it gets expensive.
It's a little bit different, but kind of the same. But I used to paint boats for Mastercraft. That's what I did.
Oh, I got you. That's right.
Yeah, tell Donna real fast. Huh?
Back where you're from, there's a lot of bass fishing going on over there.
That's where all the boat factories are.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, out here it's trout. It's like culture shop.
Yeah, well, and did you grow up back there or back?
Yeah, I grew up in
Midwest?
Tennessee. I moved out here. We moved out here when I was about 13.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so you did a lot of bass fishing back. What
Yeah.
Midwest is that where? What state?
Tennessee. So,
Tennessee. Oh, okay.
So you, so I remember you. So it's right around Georgia, Kentucky, a few states away from Florida.
Yeah.
Aw.
If you got some running around you need to do.
No, they're gonna go take care of it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, go home, get ready, and head to freaking Hermiston.
Going to Hermiston tonight. Shit, we're gonna cross paths on the way home. Yeah, we're headed to Pasco tomorrow. Got a gig over there tomorrow. That's gonna be fun. We love playing over there, man. People are so into it, and just lively crowds. And okay, the electronics, no issues on the electronics on this thing that you.
No,
everything's clean. Okay.
I actually took one of those blowers and.
Yeah, excellent. Good. Well, we kind of got this thing tightened up, all the hardware on that. All that shit was loose, really loose. So when you change strings on this, it's a kind of a. I try and remind folks, take a little dinky crescent wrench and just check these. Not that that causes a big deal, but if they're loose, you got something that potentially could move while you're in the middle of a song, and it just.
Yeah, I've never put strings on one. That's why I was going to watch you.
Okay, dude.
I'm sure it's kind of the same.
Okay, now you're not going to believe how quickly I can do this, but, well, you have to because you're going to see it. But, okay, so you just lay the guitar down like this. And just making sure to put them in the right direction.
Oh, yeah.
And also I cleaned up the hardware and polished it up a little bit, make this thing look shiny. So when you got your back turned to people, they'll be sparkling in their eyes.
Oh my God, he sounds like shit. Damn, that guitar looks good.
Yeah.
Hello? I'll talk to Mark.
All right, here we go, getting her done,
Yeah, black tie work.
Oh.
We'll make it a black tie up there. Yeah. If I got a nice silk one, that'd be good.
Hey Jerry.
Hi Marshall.
What's happening?
Oh, I just got a quick question, please.
Okay.
This is that guitar I was talking about the other day.
Oh yeah.
But this thing, I didn't realize it was
There's a pickup in there.
had a preamp on it. But what bothers me is it looks like the bridge came off and they.
Well, depending on what they used, have you put strings on it?
There were no strings on it.
I gotta stay busy on this guitar. I gotta get this guitar back to him. Forgive me, man. I've got to stay busy on this one. Have you had strings on it before, Jerry?
I don't know.
Hey, come check this out.
Here. Okay. I got it.
So I'm just gonna show you how I do this. I've got that one on there so quickly that you missed it, but Also, owning one of these is
Oh, yeah.
a godsend. It'll save you a bunch of time. But, okay, so this is how I do it. I put all the strings in, pull it tight, right? 2 wraps. Save you all that winding, right? And then I take my thumbnail and push down on the string and push the string through the hole over the winding.
Okay.
You want your strings to be wound downhill because that pulls them. And I have been doing this like this since I was 10 years old, and I have never had one fail, ever. And it doesn't matter what kind of crappy guitar you do this on. And the other benefit of this, you being a gigging musician, break a string at a show, off, right back on. You don't have to wrestle with somebody tying knots in them, and that's totally unnecessary.
Yeah, I've had to actually change a string on stage, keep singing, middle of a song. But I didn't do that. I didn't have time to do that. I just did a makeshift.
Do one real quick, yeah. But this makes it really easy for you if you break a string. And you know, Terry, if you're playing with Terry, he's always standing right there, so you can have. He knows how to do
It's
that.
been a blessing having those 2 guys with me, Scott and Terry.
Yeah, couple of really good guitar players and really good people.
Yeah, they are.
Terry just brought his guitars in. When did he brought them in on Monday, I think.
Yeah.
And no, he brought them in Wednesday, and I got them done yesterday. He said I got a gig this weekend. Is it probably the same? Is he playing with you this weekend?
No, they're him and the band are playing tonight. I think it might be the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
Over at Pendleton. So.
Oh yeah.
They asked me if I could play it with them, and I was like, well, I'm already booked. So.
Yeah. Where are you playing tonight? Hermiston?
Yeah, over at the Pheasant.
Oh yeah. They called us and asked us to play, and we kind of tried to work something out, and then I don't know if we asked for too much money or what, but nothing ever
missed, man. I played over there when I first moved here almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're not. I've been back. Well, they own 2 bars. They own the Rustic Truck, you know. So I've been there, and but they ain't got a hold of me in a while. But I'm playing with that local guy out there, Wade Aylick, tonight.
Are you singing with them, or what's?
Well, I'm gonna open up with them. We're splitting the show.
Oh,
I told them since I didn't have a band, I'll just do my acoustic stuff and open up for them. Then I'll sit in and play some guitar with them.
Yeah, cool. Oh, that's great.
We're gonna kind of just jam out. They're gonna play some harmonica and guitar with me, and then I'll jump on with them.
Jump on with them. Cool. Now this right here, what I'm doing, this is the most important part. I mean, doing that works, but stretching.
I usually hold mine in 3rd fret and stretch. I don't know why, but it stretches them better for me.
Do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. What I do to get the whole string stretched. Now this ain't real friendly on your fingers.
Yeah. Especially on them kind
but
of
you get every last bit of it stretched. And I do it until I can do it and it stays in tune. That way I know, and I can put strings on 5 minutes before I go on stage, and I ain't worried about pulling. And Jerry, I've got to stay busy on this one. He's got a gig tonight. I got to get this thing done, so I'm not ignoring you, man. It's going to take me a few minutes here.
What kind of guitar is it? I like that body style. I like that body style.
What is that thing? Is that a Tallman?
Yep.
An Ibanez, I think, or... This action, the setup on this thing looks pretty good. The string action looks nice and low.
It's really easy to fret the chord.
Pretty, you grab a chord.
You know, usually whenever that's why I like those heavier gauge strings too. Usually that's why I didn't really get into playing electric much, because I learned how to play on medium or heavy gauge
acoustic.
Yeah. So every time I grab, I don't know what it is, but I grab a D chord on that and it goes out of tune.
Yeah.
So I've had to relearn with this one, and for some reason it works out good with this one. Well, I play, a lot of the stuff I play is in B.
And I get it, the adrenaline rush when you're playing live and the crowd's going and the energy's up and you just grab a chord and you're like, oh, this ain't an Arnold Schwarzenegger moment, right?
I've had to learn how to play softer on that.
Yeah.
But it's helped me with acoustic playing too. You know, like you said though, anything's gonna happen live. You get that adrenaline, you're in front of a good crowd. You
get banging on them. And I have to remind myself once in a while that I'm not playing train tracks.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody back home makes the joke that I need a set of steel cables on an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, you break them.
I've not been breaking any lately. It's been good. Knock on wood.
Boy, the setup on this thing is really pretty good. The neck relief is just right. And we'll check our string height. Now, the string action is a little bit low. I could raise it up a little bit.
The only string I've ever had a problem with is right here in this first fret. Those two deaden out.
Those two.
And it may have just been those strings. I don't know. Or the fret.
No.
Yeah, you hear it.
Let's see if we can solve this a little. Favorite thing to do is hit guitars with hammers. Okay. That's gonna be too big. That fret looks like it's popped up out of there, so let me do this. Out of there. I usually don't hurry this much, but I know you're in a hurry.
I appreciate you taking it in for me.
Working musicians come first on my bench, and there ain't no breaking that rule.
I appreciate that. I know a lot of people probably appreciate that.
Brass hammer. There we go. That looks like it's sunk a little bit. Come on, baby. Be good to me. Oh, man. Okay. The string action was so low on this that it was almost certainly gonna fret out. I'm hoping that this little adjustment is enough to get the angle right.
Okay.
Fingers crossed at this point. It was okay. So there we go. 4. Yeah, the string action across this whole thing is really low. And with the bigger gauge strings, that's why these are measuring a lot lower, because the diameter of the strings is actually smaller.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my best to keep it nice and low for you, but, you know, again, with having kind of a heavy hand, sometimes raising the string action can kind of eliminate a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
You got your strings have a little more room to move. And because you play acoustic as much as you do, raising the string action on this is going to make it feel a little bit more familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I like to have super low string action, but that's for usually for leads.
Right, right.
You know?
Yeah, this is the first time for me. I'm learning all this about them.
Yeah. Well, we'll get this thing dialed in. I think that raising, that was really low.
Mm-hmm.
It was less than 3/64 of an inch at the 17th fret. Now it's right around 4/64, which that's a pretty good distance. A 64th of an inch is an eternity on a guitar. That's a long ways. I shouldn't say an eternity, but let's see. The string action was awfully low. Who played this before you?
I'm not sure. There was a girl. I bought it off a girl, one of my buddy's next door neighbors, and she didn't have much history on it.
Okay. Sometimes it's nice to kind of know a little bit of the.
Well, I had to take it. I'm gonna give $200 for it.
Wow.
I know it's the Mexican version, but shit, I just needed something to get that damn phaser hooked on. And it really did add a lot of back, you know, a lot of ass end to the band sound too.
Boy, there ain't a whole lot of clearance right there. Let me see if I can hit this fret again. It looks like I'm brutalizing your guitar, but there we go. It's still off close, but I don't want to do a little spot level. If I do that,
yeah,
I'm gonna be chasing frets all day.
Yeah, I was meaning to bring this in before I even started playing it out and let you look at it.
Yeah, well, let's see if I'll let you play it, and we'll see if you're still hearing that fret buzz. And I want to check the intonation on it before I send this thing out the door. Might as well do it while we're here. Won't take too long to do that. How close am I to a half an hour? We already beat that?
Well, we're still doing good.
Okay.
I just got to be home, shower, and be out of here by 4 o'clock. So okay, we still got 3.5 hours.
All right.
Sounds better.
I do that to them so that I'm stretching them while they're on the frets.
Mm-hmm.
Giving them a good yank over this nut.
Mm-hmm.
And that just kind of helps them. Okay, they're done. They're settled. Okay, give this thing. I'm still wanting to intonate it, but you play it.
It feels good to me.
Okay. Just sit down with it real quick so you can get comfy. Now beat the tar out of that thing like you're playing a show. And just be aggressive.
I play probably 70–80% D.
Yeah. Nice and clear.
Sounds good to me. Feels
What do you
good.
think? Okay.
Feels great to me.
Before I give it back to you, let me just check the intonation. We'll make sure that that's all good. So, it sounds like it's it sounds like it's pretty close, but we'll just double check it for posterity's sake. And then I know I've done it.
Right.
What do you think of that little $10 amplifier?
I like it.
Pretty killer, huh?
That's crazy.
Got to test them. Make sure all the electronics work and stuff. Okay. And that I had you set on the middle position, pickup position.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you switch pickup positions very much or.
No, usually I can't remember which one I see. Looking down on it. I think I stay all the way to my left, looking down on it.
Forward.
Yeah.
And we might need to adjust pickup height because that was sounding really weak. It's almost like it's too low. Okay, we're gonna have to adjust the intonation. We're almost out of space on that. There we go. Well, I was worried. I didn't think I had enough room. We're running out of screw on that one. Pretty good. Jeez, I'm gonna be out of a job here. Intonations. Pretty darn good on this. All this is gonna do is just make these final, when you're playing chords further up the neck, they're gonna be more in tune.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah. We're all good on that, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to give each one of these saddles another little teeny raise up. This just, it's so close right there, it makes me nervous. So I'm just going to do this, just as the mojo,
Okay.
right? Quarter turn on each one, we're barely moving them. This is just make sure that we keep the neck radius followed and none of the strings are going to feel any massively different than the others. And knowing how you play a little bit, this again will make it feel a little bit more like an acoustic guitar. A lead guitarist might grab this thing and go, boy, I'd like to have the action a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be happy if you handed this to me at a gig.
Well, that's what I want.
Play this.
Who knows, I might try to learn a little lead. I mainly just do runs and stuff, you know, play rhythm, do a few runs.
I live for improv, man.
Oh, I love it.
And playing, doing the chicken picking country stuff is really fun. You get wailing on some licks and nice and clean.
Shit, yeah.
Right, cut these wires off and we'll get you down the road. Now she's all shiny. And
do you think that needs raised?
Oh, that's right.
Do you think it does?
Yeah, I'll measure it and that'll tell us. But yes, it's too low. And a lot of guitarists, they don't use that pickup on a telly, just because they're kind of dull sounding. But it's definitely low. Not terribly, but it looks a lot worse than it actually is. And these tiny little adjustments like this are the difference between the guitar sounding just killer and being wonky. Just not having the brightness that it could have.
Right. I like to be heard, that's for sure. I like the guitar to be.
Yeah. I always say, as long as I'm louder than everything else in the mix, we're good.
You know, it's funny. I talked to a sound man the other day, and he said, is your wedges good? I said, no. I said, I'm like a Southern Baptist choir, or a Southern Baptist singer. I said, turn me up higher than everybody else.
Yeah. There you go. There we go. Yeah, this bridge pickup needed to come way up. It's way too low. I love tellies, but I don't like how their pickup height adjustment is set up on these things. I'd really rather see 4 screws than just 3, but that's Leo Fender saving money. Okay. Check this. Now, you'll notice that the pickups do not necessarily sit perfectly level.
Right.
There's a reason for that. You want them further away at the low strings than you want at the high strings, and you measure it with them fretted here, not just the string sitting there. Now, you're not going to notice any difference in doing that, but they're far enough away from the strings.
I heard tell the difference in the power of it.
It's just super clean. And there's quite a volume difference, but this is just a way hotter pickup. That's your neck. If you want to get quiet, there you go. It's just a matter of doing that. Not having to mess with your volume.
Right. little bit, just a little bit. When I'm running that pacer.
This pickup is definitely going to be a little noisy just because of it's a single coil.
Right.
Ain't nothing anybody can do about that. We've been listening to it on recorded albums for since 1949 or whatever, whenever they invented this thing. All right. You are all clean, all tuned. Definitely check the tuning. It ain't gonna be in tune. Ouch.
Yeah.
You get it home.
Yeah, I'll get it up there and mess with it.
She's all yours.
All right, man. I'm waiting on them to bring my card back from Walmart, and I'll pay you up there.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, bro.
I'll write you up a ticket here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Jerry, what can we do for you?
Well, I just have a couple questions. I'll get over here.
All right.
It looks to me this thing came loose and they put it back on there with something. And I'm afraid if I string it and start tightening that down, I just put that on there.
Okay.
I guess that's the way it goes, isn't it? This seems to be over there.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
That goes to that side, compensated like
That's
that.
what concerns me, and what do you think?
Well,
It doesn't feel like it's cracked underneath.
does it?
You know,
Is this glue?
yeah, you did a sloppy job of that.
Yeah. This is Farmer John's job here.
Yeah. They just wanted to see if I could string it, and I'm going to get new tuning machines because these are trashed.
Oh, they're bad?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one. This is
Yeah.
the one.
And I guess that'll do me. So do you think it'd be safe to put strings on this?
I would try that before we do anything major.
Okay.
Let's see, today's the 6th, 25th. 7th? Today the 7th? Today's the 7th. Holy smokes.
You're flying by already.
Yeah, we'll just call it his telly setup. Any strings. Let's see, 10 gauge. Let's see, and it's full setup. Let's see. $60 sound fair?
That's good.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
You can pay Mike up front or whatever if you
Thank
need
you.
wait.
I appreciate it,
Hey man, good to see you again. I would say before we do anything like pulling the bridge off of it and re-gluing it, that it would be wise to put a set of strings on it and see if it lifts, you haven't wasted the strings. You pull the strings back off of it.
Okay.
But I doubt.
But I would have to get another set of.
Oh yeah.
Well, 5 of these are okay. 5 of them are okay. I don't know. It almost looks like they over tightened it. See that? And here's the machining of that. But it looks like these bodies are cast.
Yeah, these are cheap machine heads. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't.
So I wonder if they just over tighten that thing and
it could be. Loose. This is these were. Oh, it's a 2-man. Okay.
I don't know. I never heard of them before.
Yeah, me either. This is an odd one. Yeah, they probably did over tighten that screw.
Well, I'll buy a set of strings and
just try them and cinch them up. Almost. These machine heads are not going through here far enough. You got another set of machine heads?
Yeah,
there?
I grabbed these. I think they're about the same length.
Let's before we send you home, let's see. Yep, those are gonna fit. Okay, let's knock this machine head out of here.
But I don't want you to.
Oh, don't worry about it. I want to see, because what we might encounter, the bummer about some of these machine heads is that if this hole is way bigger than that one. I'm going to pull this set screw.
Yeah, I don't know, they almost look like they're the same deal. I think they are.
You'd be shocked, man. Oh, it is coming out. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's test one of them. So let's grab, I don't remember, I think it's...
Let me see.
Yeah. Oh, here, let's not use those for that.
Okay.
That's a, here. We'll just
You got a fingernail in there.
Yeah. I'll get them out of here. Try not to. Is this the...
What the deal is, this belonged to my friend's brother, and he, young guys, and he passed away. And this is his wife's, or this was his, but his wife wanted it, to see if we could put it back to playing.
Put it back together.
You know. It looks like they're about the same.
Fits just exactly where it is. That's perfect.
It does stick up a bit.
Hopefully it sticks up a little further than that
Oh, I see.
other one.
Oh, I see what.
Yeah, it's not all the way down in there yet.
Okay.
When we drive this screw, where did that screw go? What?
Well, why don't I do this? Why don't I buy a set of strings,
Uh-huh.
and I'll take it home and string it, and if it holds, do you want to loan that to me
What's that?
for a day? Do you want to loan that to me for a day?
Well, I put new machine heads on it. These are all rusted, and all these screws are rusted, and all that. I'd just put a whole new set on here. You've got that. There they are.
But if that thing comes off, I mean, if that bridge comes off, then
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's just put this on here and see if we can. So what's the deal with this thing is that the actual headstock is a little thicker than what is normal. This is a lot. In fact, this top, like laminated part, it's thicker than what would be on a normal. Well, I'm just saying normal isn't really fair, but these are going to be taller because now that I'm getting it cinched up here, I can feel that the machine head is getting pulled
I can do
in.
the rest of those.
Yeah, I know. I just want to see, make sure. So there's enough room now. You can see how much higher it is.
Yeah.
So when they built this thing, they built the neck or the headstock a little bit thicker for whatever reason. And let me cinch that screw up a little bit and make sure. Feel like that screw hole's probably stripped, but we'll just that's
over tighten those.
But they fit perfectly.
Okay, so well, how should I do this then?
Well, I would. Won't know unless we put a whole set of strings on there. So whether it's
why don't I do this? You hang on to these 5 here.
Perfect.
I'll take this home and string it and see what happens. And if they stay, then I'll come in and get the rest of those. If that thing doesn't stay, then that needs to go.
That's going to come out of there.
And if it doesn't, then I'll bring the machine back, and no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Will that work for you?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, let's see.
By the
Do
way,
you still have the bridge for this? Did it come off when I was flipping it upside down?
I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
What is this? Any idea what that is? It almost looks like it's part of the string.
I think it is.
But I don't know why they kept it. Well, I'll put it back in here.
Used it. I don't know.
I don't either.
That probably would come in really handy at some point.
Yeah.
You needed to poke something or
I was going to poke it through my hand.
poke it through your finger, yeah.
Why don't you sell me a set of strings, just cheap.
Okay, absolutely.
Something to.
We've got.
And then hang on to that.
Who's going to be playing this?
Huh?
Who's going to be playing this?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's just do a set of these guys. 12 gauge strings, 12 to 53. cheapest set of strings we can get you, and we'll do the $10.
Okay. Right.
That's
So-
going to be a good set. And there, and you still have the bridge. You got the bridge.
Yeah, I got the
Okay.
bridge in here.
Do me a favor and polish these frets.
Yeah, and I'm gonna oil the.
Yeah, clean it.
I got lemon oil, and then it's been played.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this thing's had the hell play out. It's got the old man fingernail disease.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just use on these. I use any kind of household cleaner, but I like Simple Green.
What is it?
Simple Green
Oh,
cleaner.
okay.
But you can use Windex on it for all I care, and a toothbrush. Use your wife's favorite toothbrush.
All right. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give that back.
By the
to
way,
you.
it looks like I'll be playing my first public
Oh,
deal.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Hang on. I gotta run, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. You can see how quickly my day can change, right? All right. Peace. Hopefully. All right. So where and when?
Well, I don't know for sure when, but it's probably going to be